Gunilla and I both came into tapping and havening and the toolbox of F.A.S.T in different ways. And we share our story for those of you who are interested and like to know what it can be like. I was a musician, I still am, and I was working with a burlesque show, and we had a knife-throwing magician on the show. He told me that I should meet his friend the hypnotist. And I said, why would I want to do that? And the hypnotist said, well, you know, you can actually have fun with it on stage. You can use it as a creative state, and you can cure stuff like phobias and resolve things of the subconscious. I said, phobias? My wife has a shark phobia. I called her up and said, darling, there's a hypnotist here. What? And he says he can fix your phobia in what? And I looked at him and he said 20. I said, in 20 sessions? No, he said 20 minutes. That was Frederick Presto, my colleague today. So as you may have understood, my wife went to him and he did some really strange, simple stuff in 20 minutes, and her phobia resolved. So I had to learn that. I started using it in music, creatively, on stage, to mesmerize, to get people into stories. And as part of the training, you were supposed to help people with phobias and other things, like he had helped my wife. So I learned more and more, and I started doing sessions, and I learned something called NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, which is another language-driven method of contextualizing our subjective experience and getting tools to work with. Both are language-based. Both are quite nerdy and require a bit of time to learn. So I was looking for something simpler for anxiety. Because both were language dependent, and I wanted something that might work outside a language as an addition and as an alternative. Googling around, I found the blog of a woman traveling around in Rwanda, and she was using something to resolve trauma that she called tapping. And she said it's wordless, it's fast, it's safe, it's efficient, it works on the nervous system. And I was naturally skeptic, so I said, if that works, I'd love to try it. She said, next time I'm in Sweden, we'll hook up and I'll show you. Now, to make a long story short here, there's a longer version. She showed up and it worked. And I was totally blown away by how fast it would resolve things. So I joined her to Rwanda, and we founded the Peaceful Heart Network, the organization that is spreading these tools as an NGO, as a nonprofit. And we have been working since. I still see clients one-on-one. I still do fairly complex sessions using all kinds of tools, even beyond hypnosis and NLP and F.A.S.T and tapping and havening and breathing. But in the Peaceful Heart Network, we've focused together with loads of people, researchers, psychologists, doctors, humanitarians, and our beneficiaries and social workers and people in church. So we have focused on creating a toolbox that isn't about the techniques. It's about being able for anyone should be able to learn and try these techniques and resolve at least a panic attack for someone else and traumatic reactivity for self or others. We call the toolbox FAST, First Aid, Stress, and Trauma. It's a good acronym, we believe, in English. And these are our tools and our materials. There's a book, there's an app, there's a website, there's loads of free stuff. Please join, please train, find your own calm, and pass it on.